What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Portuguese news outlets are reporting that Liverpool have made Gonçalo Inacio their priority defensive target, and they are preparing a proposal to submit to Sporting Lisbon for the transfer of Gonçalo Inacio, and he will be available on a discount because Sporting lowered their asking price. His release clause was 60 million euros, so that's 51 million pounds, but Liverpool can sign him for a lot less money. So we will take a look at these reports. And also Arne Slot gave a press conference before Liverpool's preseason game, which kicks off after midnight tonight. So I'm really excited to watch the Liverpool Real Betis preseason game in full tomorrow morning, and I will review it in tomorrow's video. So Arne Slot confirmed that Liverpool will make transfers. We are working on making a transfer or transfers actively. He basically said it will be a big surprise if Liverpool don't make any new signings, and Richard Hughes and Arne Slot are working diligently to improve the squad. But more on that a little bit later in this video. So Man United have completed the signing of Lenioro, and they are no longer pursuing Inacio, leaving Liverpool in a stronger negotiating position. And Correio da Manhã, a Portuguese news outlet, is reporting that Sporting Club de Portugal are prepared to negotiate at around 45 million euros, which is 38 million pounds. Liverpool want to sign a left-sided centre-back, and Inacio would offer a natural option to compete with Virgil van Dijk, who has entered the final 12 months of his deal. And Liverpool are actively working behind the scenes on potential deals. Inacio is an option that appeals to Liverpool given his relatively low price tag, so he's available for 38 million pounds, which I think a really good value for money deal. And he's only 23 years old, and his underlying data is pretty good. And last season he has led the Portuguese league for progressive passes into the final third, touches, and progressive carrying distance for centre-backs. And he's only 22 years old, and Liverpool are in the market for a centre-back following Matip's departure. And Matip is actually in talks to join Bayer Leverkusen on a free transfer, so he could play under Xabi Alonso, which would be a very, very exciting transfer move for Joel Matip. Empire of the Cup is reporting that Liverpool could swoop for the excellent 38 million pound Gonçalo Inacio after Man United signed Lenioro and they pulled out of the negotiations. And Sporting are open to begin negotiations with Liverpool for the sale of Inacio for just 38 million pounds. And Inacio was ever present for Sporting as they won their second league title under Ruben Amorim. And this Portuguese news outlet is claiming that Inacio has risen to the top of Liverpool's defensive shortlist. That shouldn't come as a massive surprise if the defender is indeed available. Below 40 million, Liverpool love to sign a bargain, and it will certainly take maybe above that figure to persuade Sporting to let Inacio leave. FB Ref have the footballer down as one of the most competent operators for leagues outside the top 5 leagues. Inacio is one of the best centre-backs when it comes to playing and carrying with the ball. His pass completion rate, 89%, puts him in the 87th percentile, and that is comparable to the statistics of Konate. Inacio compares favorable for progressive passes and carries, but of course it's in a significantly weaker league. So I would love if Liverpool signed Inacio. I think for around 40 million pounds it would be a really good value for money signing. And Van Dijk is now 33 years old, or he will be 33 very soon, so we need a long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk, and Inacio could come in without the huge pressure environment of having to start for Liverpool straight away, because we can start the season with Konate and Van Dijk, and then Kwanzaa will get minutes, Inacio will get minutes, and they can still play a lot of football. Arne Slot said this about Liverpool's making potential transfers. The standards are really high here to bring in new players. If you inherit a team that's really good in all departments, it's not easy to find players who are even higher level. Richard Hughes use is working really hard on that. If there are any news on that, we will come to you, the media. We already have a good team. It would be a surprise for all of us. If we don't sign anyone, if we don't get any player in, we are just waiting for the players to come back. And that's the thing. That's why Liverpool's transfer business have been really slow, because Arne Slot said on transfers, the first aim is to work with these players. There is an important line at Liverpool that young players come through. Our standards are really high when it comes to bringing in new players, and of course Richards and I are trying to improve the squad where possible. So Liverpool will sign players. We are just waiting for all the first team players to come back so Arne Slot can implement his playing style, talk with all of them. And after that happens, then we will see where there are holes in the squad which can be improved. And also there will be opportunities opening up during the transfer window. Arne Slot says this team is good enough to compete their ambitions even without transfers, but he does say it would be a surprise if there are no additions in the next month. Diogo Jota has arrived at Liverpool's tour. Konate and Ryan Gravenberch will join Liverpool later in the trip. And he said many things will stay the same when it comes to playing style. Arne Slot said, of course there will be a few adjustments because every manager has his own ideas, but general playing style will probably look quite familiar for you guys. Every player, especially if they had a few weeks off, needs to adapt to playing with the ball again. Taking that into account, I think we have made some steps compared with where we started. I'm very happy with the energy the team is giving every single day. We are looking forward to the game tomorrow to see if we can bring some positives. And Richard Hughes is working really hard on finding players that will improve the Liverpool squad, and he keeps Arne Slot updated. That's what he said. Also, Lewis Steele, an English journalist who is joining Liverpool on this preseason tour, he is giving regular updates. He said Arne Slot will not play in these 3 preseason games in the USA because he has an ankle injury, which is a minor ankle injury. He picked that up at the end of the season and he played the Euros with it, but now he needs a little bit of rest and just to follow an individual training program, and he should be fit for the start of the season. Luke Chambers is also close to rejoining League One side Wigan on loan. Some Championship clubs were keen to take him, but a return to Wigan seen as the best for his development, and he will actually feature in Liverpool's preseason tour before joining Wigan on loan. Hopefully he doesn't get a serious injury. He joins Calvin Ramsey, who is also at Wigan on loan, and the loan agreement will be reviewed in January. And if he outperforms the League One level, Chambers could be recalled and maybe sent to a Championship club or to a higher level club. And talking about the playing style and the slight changes and shifts that are happening under Arne Slot, Curtis Jones said, I feel more in the past. It was kind of a rush under Jurgen Klopp. We would get the ball back and it was a little bit too direct, I would say. It was up and down, up and down. Now he wants us to have all the ball and completely kill teams. And some people interpreted this as a criticism towards Jurgen Klopp's playing style, which is not at all. Curtis Jones just loves to have more control in midfield. And of course, some people are already fearing that Curtis Jones will revert back to his playing style of taking too many touches in midfield. But I think that he already is better than that. It looks like there will be more control in the midfield for Liverpool. And I feel that's a good thing, because under Jurgen Klopp, sometimes we were too open, sometimes we were too direct, sometimes we wanted to get the ball to the front players a little bit too quickly, and we lost the ball too many times in key areas, and we conceded for the first goal in like 25 games last season, which was way too many. I think even Jurgen Klopp agreed with that. So if Liverpool have a more controlled possession-based style, I think that will help Liverpool both offensively and defensively. And Dominic Szoboszlai and other players also have come out and praised Arne Slot's playing style and the Arne Slot's coaching methods. That's absolutely fantastic to hear. Jurgen Klopp is an all-time great. He's a Liverpool legend. But a new voice, a new manager can really freshen up a dressing room. And I think after 9 years of Jurgen Klopp, fresh ideas, fresh tactical approach, a new playing style, a little bit tweaked but similar but new playing style absolutely helps this team. Hopefully Arne Slot will be able to get 10%, 20% more out of this squad and unlock some players through potential, like Darwin Núñez, Dominic Szoboszlai, I think can go to a much higher level. And even Luis Diaz, I think, can go to a much higher level. David Lynch also shed light on Liverpool's strategic priorities in the transfer market. And the insights from David Lynch offer a clear roadmap for Liverpool's transfer strategy. He said that Liverpool have an urgency to resolve Mo Salah's contract situation. Firstly, I think Liverpool need to get ahead of the Mo Salah situation. I think a left-footed right winger is an area that I would like to see them sort. And Liverpool are trying to sign a left-footed right winger or somebody who can play on the right wing, because we need a long-term replacement for Mo Salah. Even if Salah signs a new contract, he will probably leave Liverpool in 1, 2 or 3 seasons, and Liverpool need to plan for that accordingly. And of course, there is a huge quest for a defensive midfielder. Liverpool absolutely need a destroyer who is also good on the ball, who has a good passing range. And a robust defensive midfielder is absolutely needed. David Lynch said, obviously we continue to talk about the defensive midfielder, and again, if there is someone out there that would move the dial for Liverpool, I would love to see them sort that out. The role of a world-class number 6, a world-class defensive midfielder, a linchpin in midfield, is highlighted as a crucial addition. This player would need to provide stability, control the tempo of games, and shield the backline, acting as the backbone for both defensive solidity and initiating attacks. And David Lynch also said that maybe signing new left back should be considered by Liverpool. Maybe a new left back could be in there too, with Andy Robertson age-wise, performance-wise. He has been going down a little bit. There has been a little bit of dip there. Of course, it's not a disaster if Robertson Tsimikas starts the new season. And this is, by the way, a great and huge opportunity for Tsimikas, because he will play left back for the whole American preseason tour. For the next 3 games, Tsimikas will be our starting left back. So he needs to impress Arne Slot, because Arne Slot doesn't have any preference. Every player gets a clean slate, a blank canvas, and every player can impress the new manager. And hopefully that will be a really good motivation for Tsimikas, and hopefully he will perform to very high level. And of course, David Lynch thinks Liverpool should prioritize the goal-scoring capabilities of the team. For me, those are 3, but in terms of importance, I think having goal scorers in your team is crucial, and it can mask a lot of problems within the team. But I think Liverpool have 5 very potent, very good attacking players, but maybe if we have money left over, we could sign a young winger with great potential, but that's not really a priority. I think signing a defensive midfielder is the absolute maximum priority, and signing a centre-back is very high on the agenda as well. Now let's look at our defensive options, because with Sepp van den Berg still in the squad, if he impresses Arne Slot in pre-season, he could stay at Liverpool. And our defensive options are not great, they are fine. If the wall does leave, but if Van den Berg does leave, there is no other option than signing a new player. This player would have to either have the potential to become a Virgil van Dijk successor, unless the plan is that Jarrell Kwanzaa will be the Van Dijk successor, or someone who will come in and become a third option in rotation with Konate and Van Dijk. And he needs to be already a good enough first team player. Of course, we already talked about Gonzalo Inacio in this video, but there is Piero Hincapié, who could be available, Luke Kepa at Leipzig, Diomande at Sporting, Hato at Ajax. These are 4 very young but very promising players, and the first choice could be Piero Hincapié. The Ecuadorian would be the best option in the market for Liverpool in terms of the present and future being looked at in one hit. That's the opinion of this Liverpool fan who wrote this. And Jorge Hato is only 18 years old. He probably needs to play another season at Ajax. And Curtis Jones described the midfield as being the heart of Arne Slot's play. Options are strong when you put them all out, however, the glaring issue is the defensive midfield position. Bajcetic could easily become the star of this Liverpool team, but this isn't the time to put that pressure on him. And Vatorando is a good, decent squad player, but he should be a rotational option. The player who finishes games and doesn't necessarily start games. This position will need a lot of analysis, and the player will 100% have to be the right selection. And this is the priority for Liverpool. Trying to find a player who is ready to drop in and start for Liverpool, control the Liverpool midfield and take the team to the next level is very difficult. Martin Zubimendi is another option that Liverpool could sign from Real Sociedad. He's 25 years old, so he's in the prime of his career. João Gomes is a big talent, 20 years old, and then Wharton of Crystal Palace. I think he would cost a lot of money. Alan Varela of Porto is 23 years old, is another option that Liverpool could look at. And Martin Zubimendi has everything that he needs to succeed in this new Arne Slot playing style for Liverpool. He would also complement multiple players at Liverpool, and he's not a typical like workhorse typical type of midfielder, but he's definitely a player that could have a great impact in terms of a defensive midfielder coming in with great passing range, but also with a very aggressive, very good defensive playing style as well. So let me know, how do you see Liverpool going about it in the transfer market in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.